Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Dude. Welcome into Sports with Balls, everybody.
That's not how you're supposed.
Yeah, it's Espanol
After
Day.
what you just did, you need to introduce it another way.
Yeah, you need to start speaking some Spanish.
Yes.
Welcome in. Mi amo es la
There you go.
reina.
Come on.
There we go.
Is that it?
We were speaking some Spanish, or at least
No, you were.
Yeah,
We were. You
Yeah.
were.
Me amo.
Say the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
I understood the words.
She just started going once, dos, trinte. I was
Out of
like,
nowhere.
What are you?
No,
Out of nowhere.
21 and- Oh my gosh, Sports with Balls, y'all. 6:30 edition. Super.
Aren't they always 6:30?
No, we got 7 o'clocks.
Do we?
Yes,
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the NFL. You know, they change everything up so often. We don't know what
we
we're
didn't have a
doing.
game tonight, though, right?
No, we didn't.
No,
I thought
it's
there was a
so
Thursday.
weird.
And it's not.
It was supposed to be Cowboys-Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Well, that got moved to next week.
Tuesday.
And that's still questionable if Lamar Jackson is going to
Yes.
be playing or not.
Yeah.
Happy belated to Lauren Leal here,
happy
our
birthday.
co-host. Yay!
Thank y'all. Thank you. I like how Grant texts me happy birthday. You sent me a birthday message, and then Grant in the group text says, "It's your birthday?"
Yeah.
Really?
Smart ass
I
as
know.
usual. Love it. Sports
Well,
with Balls.
actually, today's my dad's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Miles.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Very nice.
The real Mr. Miles,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah, the OG.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you all for paying attention. This is Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, and Johnny J over there helping us out.
Helping us out.
What a busy last
He's
couple
there.
of days, and especially
Grant always dogs
Dude.
on Johnny.
Grant's on-
about
It's all,
that
it's all
every
love,
time.
man. It's all love. He knows it.
Grant's on fire today.
He knows it.
I like it. Man, super busy day. We've got a ton to go over. I don't even know if we're going to have enough time, but we're going to give it to y'all for an hour as best we can, so let's get in it.
We're going to give it to him.
We're going to try. There's
Like,
a ton.
you're like, come at me, bro. We're going to give it to him.
Especially being
give
here
it
in
to him.
Houston. We're going to get into that in a second. But before we do, we want to thank Joe Applewhite, Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Looking to move. He makes the impossible possible. Mention Sports with Balls, and he is going to take care of you and actually come help you wrap up your stuff. Joe Applewhite Realty. So, again, like I said, we're super busy. We're going to try to slam it all in here for you guys. Let's get it going with the Lauren Leal drill.
That's right. It's the drill with Lauren Leal.
Oh.
All right.
Ooh.
I like it.
Boom. Giving you the drill. So,
I got a new name for my segment later, too.
you do.
Nice.
I'm
I'm looking forward to hearing all
excited.
about it.
I'm
Well, you play it up. You play it up, and
We're-
we get to it, and it's like, oh, I
It's
don't
because
really
we're
have a lot to
always in a
say.
rush, man.
Well, that's true. We'll make sure we
We
give you
have
plenty
too
of
much
time.
fun on this show. Like, it's sports, but it's also a blast, man. And, like, I love it. And sometimes we get carried away with talking about, whatever.
We're throwing balls at him.
Like,
Yeah.
sure.
Speaking of,
Okay.
I tagged y'all in the sweaty ball skit. Did y'all get it? Did you watch it?
I saw it. I've seen it
No.
a ton, so I didn't.
God, Lauren,
I didn't.
of course.
Another
Lauren.
Red Bull, Jeff. Right before the show, like you chugged an entire one in 30 seconds.
You came in here dancing, like country dancing with no country music.
Oh, you were country dancing?
She was. You walked into it and the
I
kid
miss
was like,
dancing, guys. Places are not open anymore.
Speaking of country dancing, let me ask you,
Take
Jeff.
me country dancing.
Let me ask you. Did you did PE, Jeff, in elementary
Oh,
school,
yeah,
right?
PE. Yes, sir. With the
did
short
you-
shorts.
Did y'all ever do square dancing in PE?
It's
No.
always the shorts.
You never did square dancing.
I take that back. We might have.
We did square dancing.
Where'd you go to middle
Where?
school?
That's from up Dallas for we're a little country town.
Yeah,
We did square
yeah,
dancing.
DFW is a little different down here in Houston.
We did square dancing in PE.
Speaking of Dallas, we're gonna get to them here in a little
I
bit.
think I did too.
Cowboys.
You did square
At the
dancing?
Landell Dolphins. Uh-huh.
Rudy, thank y'all, and of course Vicky, Lottie, all you guys paying attention. Here we go. Let's get some sports.
Yes. Thank
I'd like
you
to
all
see
for
Lottie
tuning
square
in.
dance.
I want to see Lottie. Actually, I bet Lottie could square
I
dance.
bet he could.
Lottie looked. He's from Texas, so
Yeah.
I got to think that
Yeah,
Lottie
they're-
would get it in.
All right, sorry. I want to
All right.
interrupt you.
Is it time?
Johnny can't. I
Can
guarantee
I-
you, Johnny can't.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's
No.
right. I'm going to
Yeah, sure
I'm sorry.
drill it
the
in.
drill with
All right.
Lauren Leal.
I'll be quiet.
Okay. All right, so the latest news broke last night. Russell Westbrook is now a Washington Wizard. John Wall, a Houston Rocket. The blockbuster point guard trade took place Wednesday evening, and now Westbrook will join forces once again with coach Scott Brooks after previously spending 7 years together in OKC. The James Harden-Russell Westbrook duo only lasted one season, and moving forward, the John Wall acquirement was combined with a 2023 first-round draft pick. Now, we look at the stats between both them, or not stats really, contracts rather. Westbrook, age 32, with $133 million left on his contract over the next 3 seasons. Wall, almost about the same, 30 years of age, but he hasn't played since December of 2018 due to injuries, with $132 million left on his contract over the next 3 years. Guys, who won this trade?
I'll go first. This is the hot topic over all of sports right now, and I don't think anybody really won this. It doesn't improve either team, I don't believe, at all. The 2023 draft pick isn't that big of a deal because the NBA is such a startup, but college and all that, it's just such a startup league. It's not like somebody comes out like LeBron or Kobe or anybody like that anymore. So I gotta think if you're gonna choose one side that wins this, the Washington Wizards win. They get a player that 9 out of the last 12 years is all NBA. John Wall, 1 year all NBA.
Rudy.
One of them's a first ballot Hall of Famer. The other one, not so much, and injured all the time.
Rudy just said Houston went from bad to worse with this trade. What do you think about it?
Well, one thing I do want to say about the draft picks is it's lottery protected in 2023. So get all this. Lottery protected in 2023, cannot be in the top 12 in 2024, cannot be a top 10 selection in 2025, or a top 8 pick in 2026. If none of those picks are eligible, it would then become 2 second-round picks.
I think it's a trade bait, honestly. Picks in NBA now are just weird.
How do you feel if you're James Harden right now?
Well, to answer your question, your first question, as a Mavericks fan, I love it. I love it because I feel like the Rockets got worse.
That just clarifies what Rudy said.
The Rockets got worse, and I think Washington, Westbrook and Bradley Beal, they're going to be a good duo. Yes. They're going to play well off each other.
They're sexy now. You know what I'm saying? Washington wasn't relevant at all, and now I guarantee you Washington makes the playoffs.
They're going to be a better team. Washington will be as a result of this.
We have Boogie Cousins, who can't stay off the injured list, and now we have John Wall, who hasn't played in almost 2 years.
And I think the only thing that can be beneficial from the trade is just simply that. You've got 2 guys that know each other, are good friends. I think they played college together, at least went to the same school, John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, so, they know each other very well.
But when you're talking just in numbers, you've got John Wall, who's a career 19-point-a-game player, and Russell Westbrook, who is a career 23-a-game player.
And last year, the last 15 games, I understand it was a bubble, he averaged 30 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds.
He averaged 27 points last year.
Like I said, a sure ballot Hall of Famer in Russell Westbrook, and somebody that might not make the Hall of Fame. I think Washington won this, and you're going to see James Harden probably win the scoring title again because Cousins will get hurt, Wall will get hurt, and Harden will have 40 a game.
And he'll just keep the ball. But they said they wanted to change that style of play, that isolation style, where he's not just keeping it till the end.
And this doesn't make the Rockets. I guarantee you, Denver's better. Utah's better, and Dallas is better. I promise you. And then you have LA and the Clippers. So you're looking already at the 7th or 8th seed for the Rockets.
All the major teams.
Whoa, hot take. Jeff 5, coming at you. Boom.
I would make a bet they don't even make the playoffs.
They might not.
Because the West has gotten significantly better. Every major
Lakers,
team.
Lakers, you've got Clippers, you've got Denver, you've got Utah, you've got Dallas, you've got Portland. I mean, dude, these teams are good.
They start to run out after a little bit. Only 8 can make it. And there's going to be a team that probably didn't make it this last year that wasn't that good that's going to be better this year. So, I mean, Rockets could be on the outside looking in.
Wow. How do you feel if you are James Harden right now?
I think James Harden likes it better probably playing with John Wall than for himself. I think he's better he'll be involved a lot more with Wall than he will be with Westbrook.
Yeah, Westbrook kind of took over games where Harden usually takes over, so he'll be back in his comfort zone of jacking up 60 shots a game.
Correct.
But Wall also is coming off an Achilles surgery. That's really, really difficult. The only person that ever came off an Achilles injury that was anywhere close to what he used to be was Dominique Wilkins back in Atlanta in the 80s. So we'll see if his hop's still there. And John Wall's, he's like Will Fuller.
I mean, John Wall's been in the league since, exactly. Yes, that's a great combo. That's a great comp. But, I mean, he's been in the league, Wall has, since 2010. He's played over 70 games only 4 times in his career.
Yeah, that's insane. So I don't expect him to play the full season. I don't expect Boogie Cousins to play the full season. So I expect Harden to win the scoring title again.
All right. And we will move on to the next drill, but that stays in the NBA.
Got heated.
With another contract. And
She kept looking at her watch a lot. She was like, okay,
no, honestly,
let's go next.
So I'm wearing an Apple Watch, and it tells you to breathe, and I'm like, ooh, I must be getting heated or something.
Tells you to breathe.
You want some more Red Bull?
It tells you to breathe. I like it because it's like.
I didn't know we needed that.
Okay. Yeah. I got to get my watch that tells me to breathe.
My sister hates it because it's like, stupid, shut up, I know how to breathe. But I'm like, I like it because you take deep breaths. Anyways, that's a side note.
Sorry.
We'll move on to another contract that actually does get us heated every time we bring it up, but we got to do it. So 2020 championship led LeBron James to a 2-year, $85 million contract extension that racks him up to $435 million over all his years in the NBA. So this opens up the possibility also of him being in the league at the same time as his son. It could be a crossover with his son drafted.
As Lauren would say, who gives a SHIT?
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
I am with you and your thoughts on how you feel about LeBron, but I think it's cool that if you're playing for so long, you have a child and then they can play. I just think that's cool in general.
I mean, great, awesome. I guess. Well, we can go back to what we just talked about with the trade. Who gives a damn? LA is going to win the championship. If they're healthy, it's not even an art. Like, it's not even close.
Oh,
it really isn't. I mean, they got better.
So exactly, and that leads me to this next one inside of the LeBron contract. Is Anthony Davis also is not going to part ways with the Lakers as he agreed to a 5-year, $190 million contract extension. Rich Paul is his agent, and I'm like, hey, can you come represent a girl because I need that kind of money.
You can represent sports with balls, Rich, anytime.
Does this just show that LeBron always gets what he wants? Hint, Christmas Day schedule, which we will discuss later.
Yeah, that's annoying as hell. Yes, LeBron gets what he wants. Yes, LeBron runs the NBA, and yes, they won't even finish the season.
Why won't they finish the season?
They won't have any fans. They're not going to have money. They're giving all these $100 million contracts out to all these people.
That's
but
true.
If they have no fans, they already, because they brought politics in it, it's already shot down. Their ratings are the worst they've ever been, and it will continue to get that way. And they're handing out all this money. They're not going to be able to pay it without fans. So fans stop going, stop watching, revenue gets cut, TV deals get cut. I mean, good luck to the NBA. They're starting this soon. You need to realize camps are like next week.
Yeah.
The NBA lost $3 billion in revenue last.
Yeah, I don't see how they're going to continue that. I don't see it. I don't see how the NBA finishes this season. Not with a pandemic like this.
Thank you, Renell. If you're watching over there on Facebook Live, he said, "Happy birthday, Lauren." I appreciate it. But yeah, there's a lot of people in this chat. They're wondering why you say the 8th seed for the Rockets, but we can get into that another time. Grant, before we move on, any thoughts on this LeBron contract?
Yeah, when you hear that thing about his son potentially coming up, like, I roll my eyes at it because, yes, I do think that it's awesome to be able to play with your kid, I guess, but it just gives us more – it gives other people more incentive to talk about LeBron.
Yep.
Like, then it'll be about LeBron and his son, and we're going to have this about the contract, and I'm just like –
yeah, it's going to be like 2 years of LeBron playing with his son. Then it's like LeBron's going to get old. Then LeBron's going to start coaching. It's like he bought half of ESPN, and the only thing that, like, LeBron could, go to the restroom, and they're like, guess what? He just went to the restroom twice today. Yeah. And you're like, dude, I'm so tired of LeBron James. Like, he's annoying.
Well,
who was
heading in that direction with his daughter, and unfortunately he passed this year. We brought him up, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. I hope John Morant just goes off this year and Luka and just kind of overshadows LeBron. Yes. And maybe they'll get some injuries because if they don't get hurt, they're going to win. If they get some injuries, I hope they get knocked out.
LeBron and Luka, that'll be a fun one to watch here coming soon. We'll move on to the last drill that I'm going to give you today on a high note. Stephanie Frappert, I think is how you say her last name. If you haven't heard of her name, that's okay, because she is the first ever female to referee a men's Champions League game. Yes, that is soccer, but this wasn't her first ever game to do. She also made groundbreaking moves when refereeing the World Cup between the U.S. and the Netherlands and France. So you go, Stephanie. That's
Good job,
awesome.
Steph. Keeping up with the boys. Oh, and by the way, Raj just mentioned about the new jerseys that came out, the blue, the Love You Blue for the Rockets. I love that. I want one of those jerseys.
I've heard so much negativity about it.
I have too, but I just love the blue. I'll put it in the office.
I like it, but does it shout Rockets or just does it shout like, you know?
It just sounds old school,
Old school,
Astrodome, Oilers, stuff like that.
Well, the Mavericks,
that's what they are.
The Mavericks did their alternate jersey. I hate it.
I saw you post that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I saw you post that.
Terrible.
And by the way, follow us on
Why
Sports
is it
with Balls
terrible?
on our
It's ugly.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, any of your podcast sites. We're on every one of those. Just follow us anywhere. Just put in Sports with Balls. Talk to Alexa. Tell her you want to hear Sports with Balls. We're on there as well.
I tried that, dude.
Do you like it?
I did it.
It's dope.
It was
You did
cool.
it. It's,
Yeah.
it's
I did
nice.
it.
I keep listening to it on the podcast app on the Apple phones. It's so cool. Just I love it. I love it. So catch us anywhere, basically. Podbean, Apple, whatever you want to find us on.
Podbean, Apple, whatever.
I can't go over them all. We got iHeart, Pandora, just
Twitch.
go to your iTunes, talk to Alexa, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We're on all of them. It's hard to keep. We on Twitter.
We on Twitter.
We on the Twit.
All right, guys. So for the first time,
That's period. You heard
Pert.
about that? Period. Pert.
Pert.
Pert. That's the thing.
put
Grant
a
is
T?
looking. Yeah.
To put a T?
Grant
Have
is
your
looking
daughter
so lost.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
it's like you put a T at the end of all your
Oh,
words,
man.
like period.
about. Oh, okay. I got you.
Have you heard that?
I haven't.
Period.
No. Okay. He's like, oh yeah.
Okay.
No.
I'm glad I haven't.
All right, guys. So it is officially over. We had our first Wednesday night game of this season. The only night we're missing is a Friday night game, and we have hit every day of the week. It's so weird not having a game tonight. I will say that. But like I said, we completed the Ravens and Steelers 19-14. This was heartbreaking to watch.
This
So
is
the
ugly.
Ravens played with freaking heart. 11 Ravens players were activated from the practice squad for this game. It was 12-7 going in the fourth quarter. Juju Smith-Schuster gets a 1-yard touchdown pass with the fun celebration dance where he's jumping up and down on that one leg. Then what happens next? Ravens get angry. They activate the third-string quarterback, Trace McSorley, who connects on 70 yards to Marquise Brown for a touchdown.
Finally.
And then, sadly, once the Steelers get the ball back, that was the end of the game. It was so heartbreaking. But considering how well each defense played, the Steelers, the Ravens, the score was so low, how gut-wrenching did the Ravens feel after walking away and being so close? Or is it okay to believe that it was a moral victory for these guys, considering
Neither one.
everyone was out?
This was a terrible football game. Like, from the very beginning to the very end, this was a terrible football game. It was ugly. It was Ben Roethlisberger threw 51 times. 51 times. I mean, it was just, I think the first 5 possessions were punt, turnover, punt, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
It was so bad.
266 yards. Throw it 51 times, you throw 266. That's not good.
No, dude.
That's
it was
not good.
This game was ugly. There was
I'll
a
tell
bunch
you,
of
it was bad for people that bet the Steelers.
Yes.
Because when they scored that little jump touchdown at the end with like 3 minutes
That one,
left,
yeah.
that went negative
the
on the
70
Steelers.
when McSorley threw it.
Yeah.
And finally, Hollywood Brown broke out. I mean, I don't know if people have been starting him on their fantasy league, but Hollywood Brown, that was his big play of the year, basically. So maybe they'll start throwing to him. Lamar will be back on they play the Cowboys, is that right?
Yep.
On Tuesday night.
Yep, Tuesday
so
night.
We'll see the Ravens-Cowboys Tuesday night, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, ugly game.
Well, what I'll say, this is where I'm getting into this thing of, are we legitimately saying what happens this year in the league is legit? Like, are you telling me
Yeah, I
that
don't
was
know.
really the Steelers team that was out there playing? Like the real Steelers team? I mean, the real Ravens team?
No,
was
not
it
at
really
all.
their
No.
I
team?
think the
no.
Ravens would, if Ravens
had
were
to-
at full strength, they would have won. They would have beat the Steelers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, due to COVID restrictions, did we see the real Ravens team out there?
No,
No.
going to
That's not true.
the Steelers are 11-0 now. They have 6 of their 11 wins or 1 possession, and they played 4 backup quarterbacks, 1 third-string quarterback. They're just, they had the easiest schedule by far in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't even close to the best team.
This isn't I don't think, to answer your question, no, it is not the Ravens team, but did you even get to watch it?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch a whole lot of it.
I had to watch the whole thing.
Just because I was
Miserable.
working and doing other stuff. But it just
That technically was work for me.
well, no, I know that. But no, it just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't on my radar enough to be like, man, I want to watch this because this is going to be some awesome players, an awesome team, and they're going to be full strength. Like, it just, I don't know.
It was ugly from the get-go, and it stayed ugly. And, like Grant said, it was a junk touchdown.
But kind of going back to your point of the Ravens being out, and is this the team that would have faced them if Lamar Jackson was in and other players that were out due to COVID? Considering, I know they were 6-4 going into this game, considering how Lamar Jackson has played in the games that they have surprisingly lost this year, do you think it would have been a whole lot different?
No, I don't think it would have been a whole lot different. But I would like to know that, like, regular schedule, practice schedule, regular travel, everybody, like you're supposed to do, like, yes, I think it could have been a different outcome. But given what was going on with the Ravens, no, I think it was. Like, that's why people went 10.5 on the Steelers, because you're like, there's no way that the Ravens are even going to be competitive in this game.
And the Ravens did put in their third-string quarterback and
Yes.
still covered the spread.
Correct, yeah. So, no, I don't think what's going on, we legitimately would figure out who's the true champion at the end of this whole thing. Unless it's somebody like the Chiefs, which I think the Chiefs will win it, no matter if it was a good season or not.
So if you think the Chiefs played the Steelers yesterday, the Chiefs would have taken it?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
We're going to find out next week.
Yeah.
Well, okay, more midweek games or not. I kind of liked sitting home and watching it for a second while I was doing my other work.
See, me and Lauren get to
Yeah?
sit at home and watch
You liked
football.
it? I liked having NFL like in the middle of the week. It was kind of nice.
NFL's on great. I mean, I agree with Grant because of the COVID shortened season. It's annoying because there's no fans and stuff like that. And look, I mean, the travel and everything, it's obnoxious. But look, they got to get these games in, and they did get them in. So, on to week 13. Let's go.
On to week 13. But before we get there, we got to thank some people because they make this all happen. Without them, we would not be where we are today. So thank you, Roy Stanton and Hybrid Technologies Group. They are the ones who will help you with all your technology services, whether it's phone, cable services, surveillance cameras, anything like this. Just give them a call, say Sports with Balls, and they will hook you up at 832-336-1201 at Hybrid Technologies Group. Call Roy Stanton, Sports with Balls, boom, get a discount.
My boy Roy.
So they pick up the phone and you go, Sports with Balls. And
Sports with
they
Balls.
know exactly what's
Boom.
going on.
Yes.
Boom.
Boom.
Yes.
There you go.
I mean, Roy will say that. He'll be like, "What you got? I got you." Roy's a good guy. Good guy to work for, too.
And, of course, we also want to thank Construction Concepts. They are changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury retail, and medical facilities. Josh and Mark and their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682 or buildithouston.com.
There we go. There we go. Vicky said, I agree, Grant. COVID has messed up so much. Yes, it has.
Yes.
And that is why we're about to see some NBA getting started up here in a couple of weeks. Are y'all excited?
No. I mean, I'll just give a flat out answer. Like, no.
Are you ready to see your Mavs?
First off, hold on.
Yes.
I'm not done. First off,
hold my bear. Watch this.
You do not. I don't pay attention to the NBA till fourth quarter of any games because it's all ridiculous, anyways. And I don't pay attention till the end of the season, anyways, as is. So you're going to start in December 22nd, and then we're going to get into the Christmas schedule, which is retarded. But
do not use that word.
Ridiculous. So I don't understand the NBA's whole marketing scheme on this. Like, I don't know why they are pushing to start the season so soon.
Because they're not going to make that.
Like,
They're not going to make that back their revenue if they start it any later.
NBA's
because
boring.
they know in the summertime people don't watch basketball.
I will watch I will watch Russell Westbrook on the Wizards before I'm going to watch the Rockets.
Well, I think that has something to do with it, too. For you, the Rockets aren't very exciting right now. They're
It's the
just
same
not.
team doing the same BS.
They're just not. For me, as a Mavericks fan, yes, I'm excited about the NBA.
Yeah, Luka, I would be too.
I'm excited about it. But I will say it is, and I don't want to keep harping on it, but the COVID restrictions and, they've already tested and 48 players or something like that have already tested positive. And
yeah, we'll see how that's a whole other thing.
It's hard to get, like, really pumped up for
The
it.
NFL, we see what happens with the Ravens right now. Had to move the game from a Thursday all the way to Wednesday. What happens when all these players start getting sick on one team? Are they going to start canceling games like baseball did? Why are you pushing to start this so early?
If the NBA had the bubble going and they were the first league to get back on the court to finish the season, you know they're going to be testing them like crazy. You know they're going to be putting up in the best, they're going to have them in the little bubbles so nobody gets sick.
We'll see.
But they're still going to be going home,
that,
though.
I mean, Daniel House had an apology, but we won't get into that.
Hey, Daniel House trying to get his.
Do you want to jump to the Would you like to jump to the NBA, or should we go over the
Oh, well,
games?
we're already in it. We can go.
All right. So we're going to talk about the schedule here for a minute on Christmas Day. So at 11 a.m., we got the Pelicans versus the Heat, the Warriors versus the Bucks at 1:30, the Nets versus the Celtics at 4 p.m., and who's playing at prime time? Your Luka and the Mavs versus Anthony Davis, LeBron on the Lakers
prime
at
time,
7
obviously.
p.m. And then Clippers versus the Nuggets at 9:30 p.m. Who's going to watch that? Okay, so this will be the 15th Christmas game for LeBron James in his 17-season playing career.
Yeah, look, the Pelicans Heat game, 11 a.m., that's 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
Are you kidding? Who's going to watch that? So you got Zion at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
All the people that are locked up in their houses in California, that's who's going to watch it.
You got Zion. Then you got the second game. You got the Greek freak Giannis, and that game is going to be mid-afternoon. The Nets-Celtics game is boring. Of course, they put Mavericks-Lakers right in prime time. That's for West Coast, East Coast, for everybody. After you've already eaten your Christmas dinner and you're relaxing and chilling, they're going to have that. And then Clippers-Nuggets. It's boring. But I can't wait to see the ratings.
I don't think the NBA is excited to see the ratings once they get them. But I am excited, though, that Mavericks are now back to where they're prime time. They're prime time ready, and people are that game's going to be the most watched game, Mavericks and Lakers, and obviously because of LeBron and all that. But I think people want to watch Luka, and
that's why it's there. That
correct,
matchup, that's why it's there, and it's going to.
But that's too much.
It's going to draw the noise.
That's too
virtually.
many games. That's too many games.
Too many games.
And also
NBA's forcing it down your throat with all that.
There's NFL games on, so good luck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's too much.
And speaking of NFL, we're going to talk about Week 13, baby. We got some big games, and we got some pretty okay games, but the big ones that I wanted to point out, the Browns versus the Titans. They're both 8-3, and I feel like both of these teams I feel like their identity, and then it changes. And then you feel like you know it, and then something happens. So these teams both have won 3 out of their last 4 games. Last week, the Titans put it on the Colts, my bad, to 45-26. And then the Browns barely beat the Jaguars last week, 27-25. And the Jaguars only have 1 win on the season.
Jags been playing pretty good. They
only have 1 win on the season.
They've been playing heart ball, Oh, you can go with the Texans who beat the Jags twice, so technically the Texans, 2 of their 4 wins against the Jags. Not saying much about them either.
Okay, so which Titans are we going to see, and are the Browns actually this good?
This is a put up or shut up game for the Browns. I think this will be a test to see, where they stand. They can run the ball, and so can the Titans run the ball. This is going to be a ground and pound. This will be fun to.
Ground and pound, baby.
Super excited about this game, man. The Browns are good. The Titans are good. Let's see if the Browns are actually a playoff team.
Yeah, if you like rushing, if you like running the football, this is your game.
Yep.
You got the first and second ranked teams as far as rushing yards per game. First and second. First in Cleveland, second in Tennessee. I think Tennessee will expose Cleveland for not being very good because, Cleveland is good. Obviously, you're 8-3, so you're good. But I think Cleveland's played a soft schedule for the most part. I think they've kind of gotten away with some things against some teams. I think Tennessee's just a much better team than they are.
Yep, you got Chubb and Henry going up against one another. Talk about keeping it on the ground. So who are you taking?
Well, you've got Tennessee -5.5. You've got I would probably at this point go Tennessee -5.5 just because I don't know, Tennessee's impressive.
Yeah.
I like Tennessee a lot.
I think if you have 1 and 2 at rushing, if you're just going to go by the books on this, let's cancel out their rushing. Who's the better quarterback, Baker Mayfield or Ryan Tannehill? Who's got the better receivers? I think Tennessee edges them out. The 5.5 scares me. I think it should be a pretty close game. I might. See, I know you hate when I do this.
I know.
Because he never puts his picks up.
I know.
And my go-to is like, wonder what the weather's going to be.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, and I'll admit, that could change whenever we get close to the game.
You so do that.
I know.
Oh, my gosh, he so does that.
I mean,
I got to see the weather, man.
pretty accurate.
Look, they're going to run the ball. I don't think I'd take. I think the Browns either pull it off or keep it close. I go Browns plus 5.5.
Okay. All right, so next we got Lions versus the Bears.
Oh, real quick, Rennell said.
What did he say?
Hold on, I got to pull this up. See, I think a lot of people. This is about the NBA. I think a lot of people will be watching Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max over these games. And hey, I'm with you.
To be honest,
I think I'd watch that too.
Yeah.
I think the media thinks we all love LeBron more than people
that's
actually do. Like that actually like him. I think they love him more.
They don't have. I was watching Colin Cowherd today, and he brought up a good point. Is like they pay them to mention LeBron James' name. I mean, he is the only thing in the NBA until John Morant comes around or Luka comes around and does something special or beats him.
Durant was in that.
It's just but he got hurt. It's just annoying that you constantly talk about LeBron, and it's just his off-field stuff, like the stupid stuff that they talk about. So, anyways, that was funny, Rennell. I agree with you. I'll be watching 1984 too.
Or some football, right?
Yeah, football.
All right, so like I was saying, the Lions versus the Bears. I mean, you got one team with no head coach now, and you got the other with no quarterback. How are we feeling about this game? The Lions are 4-7, and the Bears just have one more win over them with 5-6.
What's the line?
Before you know what to say, you're always going, what's the line? You don't know what that is? You got Bears -3.
The Bears activated
in Soldier Field.
The Bears activated the running back? What's his name today?
Montgomery?
No, not the Bears. I'm sorry, Lions. The guy that did pretty good a couple weeks ago.
Oh, the guy that dropped that pass?
Yeah, he did the first game. Yeah, you're right. What was the line again?
-3, Chicago.
-3 for the Bears.
Chicago -3.
Peterson?
No.
Adrian Peterson. He's their backup.
No, I'm talking about. Man, I can't believe.
Are you talking about on the Lions?
Yes, on the Lions.
Swift?
Yes, Swift. So Swift was activated today, and he's been really, really good. I'm taking Lions plus 3.5.
Oh, you don't take the Lions with the points plus 3.
You're taking the Lions?
I think the Bears are one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think that, and you got Trubisky again. The Bears are terrible. Like they are a terrible football team.
Johnny, who are you taking on this game? The Lions or the Bears? Give me a
we're
fun.
asking Johnny now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
asking Johnny. I'm curious to know what he thinks.
Are the Giants playing this week?
Because
Yeah.
he's going do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
He can't really answer.
He's
going
taking the
Oh, he's gonna go
Bears.
Bears, -3. Okay.
All right.
Want to put 100 on that?
How are you feeling about it, Grant?
kidding.
You confident?
Well, I'm gonna wait and find out what the weather is, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my list of games.
Oh my goodness!
And then potentially
That's
not
great.
post them. So we'll just wait.
I'm going to go back through this show,
Just wait.
make sure I've got my lines picked out. I'm going to circle them, and then I'm going to post them for
Just
all
wait.
y'all. For
Just
all
wait.
y'all.
Just
All
wait.
y'all. All y'all out there.
Okay,
All right.
I'm
so
going-
Right now, I'd probably go Chicago -3.
Oh
All right.
wow, we're
Me
going.
too, me
I'm
too.
going. I'm going Browns. You're going Titans. I'm going Lions. You're going Bears. This is gonna be a fun week.
It will be.
Oh, my. Sounds like you're talking like Lions, Tigers, Bears. Oh,
Oh,
my.
my.
I know.
All right, so the next fun
Green
one
bean
I think
potato.
I think is going to be pretty competitive is the Rams versus the Cardinals. The Rams are sitting at 7-4, while the Cardinals are 6-5, and I think they both have great quarterbacks. Kyler Murray has already had the MVP talk after that Hail Mary pass that won the game. But who is the better quarterback in this game?
Yeah, I was going to say I'd slow down on that great quarterback for the Rams. Goff's good. He's a good quarterback. I wouldn't use the word great with Goff.
I feel like he's gotten better this season. Not over the past seasons.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, he's gotten a little bit better. I mean, his stats are better than Kyler Murray's. He's got 3,000 yards, 3,021. Kyler has 2,814. I just think Kyler does more in the offense. I think he can hurt them both running the football and passing the football.
Right. He can
Goff is just
extend.
going to get you in the pocket if he can. If you're asking quarterbacks comparatively, I'd probably go Kyler Murray over Jared Goff. That would be mine. But you got Rams favored in Arizona. You got Rams -2.5.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
interesting that they're favored in Arizona.
that is interesting.
I like the Rams on this game because, like I said, I think they have one of the better secondary defenses in the league, and I think they're going to get to Murray. Now, Murray might have to use his legs a little bit, but the over-under is sitting at 48.5, which is a ton. But I got the Rams plus the 2.5, I think.
I like that. I like Rams plus 2.5, and like you said, I think it's just because of that defense. You got LA. You got the Rams third ranked as far as against the passing game and fourth against the rush. I mean, they're one of the best defensive in the league, and I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue for old
Cardinals
Kyler Murray.
can't run the ball.
I feel like it's going to be really close.
I mean, the
just
spread
feel-
indicates that it's going to be a little bit close, but I think the Rams. I think the Rams are a much better team.
Well, I mean, you got Ramsey to probably shut down Hopkins. Well, try to at least limit him, and then who else do you have? I think Kyler Murray's going to have to use his legs, and if they can shadow him pretty well, then I think the Rams might win this pretty easy.
I mean, you got Jalen Ramsey up against probably will be Garden Hopkins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's going to kind of be an even match there. So, I mean, you eliminate one of your best players.
Yeah, who else is he going to?
Correct.
Fitzgerald's not. I mean, he's been injured and not playing that well.
Yeah.
You got Kirk, who dropped a touchdown pass last week.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. But yeah, you got Ramsey on Hopkins, and that's what he gets paid the big bucks to do is to shut him down.
Yeah, Fitzgerald's not going to be there. He's on the IR.
Yep.
So,
Good luck.
And we are officially in week 13, so you know what that means. We'll be having some playoff talk here pretty soon and some MVP talk. We'll be discussing our predictions, if Jeff will give us them because of the weather.
I'm
And
giving
if
you
Ray
every one of
decides
them.
us.
We're writing them down. I'm writing them down. Damn it.
And of course, you can always check us out on all of the podcast locations, on Apple, on Spotify, on Podbean, like we said, any of the other ones that you can check us out on.
SoundCloud, iHeart, Pandora.
Pandora.
Yeah.
Boom. That's a huge one. All right. So we'll run through the list of the rest of the games before we get to some history.
Yep.
Going back in time. So we got the Raiders and the Jets, the Jags and the Vikings.
Raiders, Jets. Hold on. Let's go back to this incredible football game.
Raiders, Jets, you got Raiders minus 8.5.
Well, I mean, the Raiders freaking laid an egg last week.
Yeah, that's why
It's like
I'm taking
41-6
Raiders.
or something like
I
that.
think Gruden's pissed. I go Raiders big on this one. Was it 8.5?
8.5.
Yeah,
Raiders.
I go Raiders minus 8.5.
Yeah, I think they've definitely bounced back. That game last week was very surprising. I did not see that coming at all.
No, me neither.
I thought it was Raiders minus 3.5, I think, in Atlanta, and I was all over that. And obviously, I was totally wrong because it was 33-6. So
I think they changed a lot of people's mind about them.
Man, I had to pull Lamar Jackson in my fantasy team and started Derek Carr because he's been killing it lately, and he got negative fantasy points.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
know.
I don't think you're alone in that.
I don't want to
think
talk
you're
about you in fantasy football, okay? You just gave up on your
You
team.
brought it
It's
up.
an absolute win if you're playing Lauren Leal in fantasy. It's
I just
the
don't
one,
touch
the
it,
one,
sorry.
the one win you had was that you had the best grade of the draft. That was it. After that
That's
was
right.
it.
She came to the show being
It
like,
all went
"Woo!"
downhill from there.
Yeah.
She was like, "Did you see who got A+ draft?
A+
or whatever?"
draft, yeah, and she's
What?
the last place team.
Half of them are freaking out. Like Christian McCaffrey, you haven't played since I don't know how long, like 1-2 games this season.
Excuses. You keep up with your fantasy team.
Yeah, sorry guys. All right, so next we'll move on to the Jags and the Vikings. And then we got Bengals, Dolphins. Colts, Texans are in town, so I'm really wondering how that game's going to play out because I know the Texans have a fun momentum going with the win over the Patriots, a win over the Lions over on Thanksgiving with, Deshaun Watson had 4 passing touchdowns, all that stuff, all that good stuff. But I don't know.
T.Y.
Indianapolis-
Hilton will go off again as he usually does in Houston. Colts are going to run the shit out of the ball. The Texans will get handed. Like they might get beat 36-4.
Well, they
Colts
have their
minus
best.
I don't even know how they're going to get 4, but 36-4.
Their best secondary, and Bradley Roby is out, obviously, to PEDs.
What's
And
the
then we got
over-under on
the
this?
hands, Will Fuller, who's
Over under 51.
Oh,
Wow, with the
Oh.
Colts running the ball the way
That's
they
a
are,
lot.
I mean, I
That's
just
high.
I'd
man.
probably go the under on that thing.
I might too.
yeah, me too.
I mean, the Texans lost, obviously, Will
What's
Fuller.
the line?
Minus 3.5 Indianapolis.
Colts all day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd jump all over that.
All right.
That might be the bet of the week.
That makes me sad. Okay, so
And I'm even wearing my Texans jacket. I'm saying Colts.
You said you are. You don't. You have a polo on, but you had it on earlier.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. I got it. Let's go.
All right. So Saints versus the Falcons, and that is in Atlanta. And then we got Johnny J's Giants at Seattle facing the Seahawks.
There's a W for the Seahawks.
Yeah, for sure.
Patriots.
Daniel Jones is probably still out. I'd take the I'd take the Seahawks right now. The line is -10 is
Yes.
what I'm looking at. Yeah, you got that one too? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about 10. Well, if Daniel Jones plays, I'd take the +10 on the Giants. If not, Seahawks.
Yeah.
So Pats are in LA taking on the Chargers. Eagles at Packers, which freaking Aaron Rodgers is going off. Then we got
MVP.
what was that noise, Johnny?
That was me.
Oh, what'd you
I
do?
was making that noise. This stupid computer.
Oh, I thought that was like a man-made. I'm like,
No. That was me.
what was that supposed to be? I thought it was going to be a jab or something. I was like, all right, then we got Broncos at Chiefs. I think we're pretty confident in who's going to win that one. And then Monday night, Washington football versus Steelers. Bills versus 49ers as well. So we got a doubleheader.
Boy, you're right about the Steelers, man. Now they get to play Washington.
Dude, they just have it like a layup. Watch, and it's going to be funny when the Chiefs play them in 2 weeks and the Chiefs just hand them like a 46-10 loss.
Yeah.
And then you're going to really see, how good the Steelers really are. But,
Yes.
the Broncos and the Chiefs game is going to be interesting. I think the Steelers, obviously, it's -8 right now versus Washington. But that's on Monday.
Ooh, -8. Wow.
The better.
Austin said, Johnny, I love you, bro, but Seattle probably going to win by 50. Going to be a track meet.
I'm not sure.
God, please, no.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I'd be all for that happening.
I mean, you got the Eagles and Packers. I mean, we go back and the Packers are 4-1 at home, and Eagles are 1-4 and away. The line's only 8.5. There's a bunch of good games. The NFL obviously is crazy, and anything can happen. But I think if I'm looking at all these games, it sucks to say, but I'm taking the Colts. If there's a sure bet out there, I'm taking the Colts -3.5.
Absolutely.
That's the one that you're
100%.
for sure on. You're not for sure on the Broncos and Chiefs.
Well, they don't have a line set for the Cowboys-Ravens, but I'm probably taking the Ravens. I mean, who knows? Like, the Cowboys are up and down. That line, I mean, that's a Tuesday
Cowboys,
game.
so.
That's a Tuesday game, and we'll have our Monday night show. So before we'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow down.
I'm interested on the Saints-Falcons game.
You're interested on the Saints-Falcons game?
Yeah.
What are you interested in?
Just, I wonder if Taysom's going to go out and do what he did last week.
Matt
Ryan's
they've got
been
2
coming
weeks
alive.
They've got 2 weeks of film on him. I expect it to be a little bit better. He didn't do much last week.
No, he didn't do much at all. The thing about Taysom Hill is that he's got a terrific, smart, prepared head coach.
Yep.
Sean Payton uses his players appropriately, and he knows enough to be like, I'm going to put Taysom Hill in a situation that'll win this game but not lose it. And because that's what Taysom Hill could do. That's why he hasn't – I don't think he's even thrown a touchdown pass, has he? I don't think so.
No, I think he threw one. He's ran 3.
He had one.
Yeah, so,
He might be coach of the year if he can pull off these 3 with Taysom.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the line on this? You got New Orleans -3. See, and even Vegas.
I got a -2.5 here.
See, and so even Vegas is calling it pretty close for this
Yeah.
game. I don't know on this one.
This is going to be a fun one.
Well, I think it's because the way Falcons played last week. Falcons literally
Exactly.
destroyed the Raiders, who
Exactly.
were favored by 3.5. So maybe it makes them a little nervous on it. But I just don't see how this can even be a close game because Atlanta's defense is not that fantastic.
Oh, I'm going. If I had I'm going Colts and the Lions. If there's 2 games that I'm really betting on, I'm going Colts and Lions.
Colts and Lions. Okay, I like that.
That's my bet.
Colts and
I like that.
Lions. Colts play the Texans.
Yeah, I know. Colts beating the Texans.
Lions beating the Bears.
Yep.
The Bears.
He's going to take the points.
The Bears are terrible. They've lost 4 or 5 in a row.
The
now?
Lions are terrible.
Yeah, Lions aren't any good either.
I mean, come on now. They
They've
just lost
been
their head
close
coach,
in a lot
too.
of games.
All right. Before we move on to Sunday,
They got
let's
Swift
move
out.
on back.
Hawkersley's
oh, is
good.
it my turn?
It is your turn.
Matt
Fantastic.
Stafford.
Let's do it.
I'm still going over here.
I know. I'll shut up and you can just keep going if you want to.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, first, before we get started on this, of course, I have to thank
Austin's kissing ass. Happy belated 21st birthday.
Thank you, Austin. I will take 21 again. Yes.
Austin.
Oh, Austin, you need another shot. Whatever.
Yeah,
What did you give us
come
that
on,
last
dude.
time? Mexican something?
Mexican candy shots.
Oh, no.
No,
I just
Mexican
licked the
candy something.
stuff up in there.
You knew exactly what it was.
I didn't know what it was.
I don't know either.
My friend had one.
We want to thank Tosin and Texas AV Productions. They're responsible for this. Texas AV Productions is your event partner. Ooh. For all things live
You all
production.
right,
That
Chris?
is this. I had the
The Lone Star getting him.
for live
You need one of
production
them
setup.
Mexican candies.
Well, you acted like that was the worst thing you've
It was
ever had.
terrible. I thought it was.
all right.
No, I took half of it and I was like, "Ugh."
I thought
Sorry,
it was pretty
Austin.
good. I thought it was pretty good, Austin.
Next
I
time,
appreciate
come
it.
with some Rumplemans. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's the worst.
When's the last time you had one of those?
Man.
Oh.
High school? College? College?
Oh, man. This is going on the highlight reel.
No!
Mr. and Miss Lil.
Sorry.
She was joking.
I was so
She was
joking.
joking.
I was
She was
so
joking.
joking.
Oh, man.
The look on your face. That was fantastic. I'm glad we have video of this.
Yes.
That's awesome. Wow. And the amount of time in which you caught that you said that, you're like, no, I'm in college.
College.
Go back. Rewind.
Oh,
Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls and you receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com.
.com.
What Vicky say?
Vicky says, I hear you.
That's my mother, everybody.
Man. Ouch. Hey, look,
It's
I didn't do
awesome.
anything. I'm
Yeah.
innocent over here.
Yeah, Ms. Lil.
Yeah, do not say you're innocent.
We don't want to
I
have
was only drinking beer in high school. I wasn't doing Rumpleman shots. That's for damn sure.
Ms. Lil, just so you know.
Band camp?
Yes.
Yes, please, can I just...
Just so
Done,
you know,
done.
Ms. Lil, I'm disappointed.
Ooh.
I'm disappointed in Lauren over here.
That is like the worst thing to hear. You never want to hear someone, you get mad at you, I'm angry, I'm upset
Thoroughly
with you, but when you say I'm
disappointed.
disappointed in you,
I'm disappointed.
that's whenever it like,
Papa Grant.
oh,
I'm disappointed.
Papa Grant's
Me
upset.
and Miss
You just
Lil
sink.
are disappointed. All right, so today's December 3rd. Again, my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. December 3rd, 2020. This year's almost over. It's almost over, everybody. We're almost done.
we're almost through.
We're almost through this year. Who knows what 2021 is going to look
Go
like?
down on the roller
Hold my
coaster.
beer.
Yeah. All right, so December 3rd, 1956. Did you know Wilt Chamberlain made his much anticipated college varsity debut? His first college game. Wilt Chamberlain scored 52 points,
Damn.
grabbed 31 rebounds, breaking both all-time Kansas records in an 87-69 win against Northwestern.
I was going to ask, who was it against?
It wasn't.
Northwestern.
I mean, he was unfair back then. Like, it
Yeah.
really was. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of white dudes, and here's a 7'2" like black dude with long arms.
They
I mean,
changed the rules for that
Oh,
guy.
for sure. 100%.
December 3rd, 1968. Did you know the MLB Rules Committee adopted a series of changes designed to increase the amount of offensive run production, decreasing the strike zone, and lowering the height of the pitcher's mound from 15
Yes.
to 10?
That was because of Bob Gibson, I
Yeah.
believe.
Changes were successful, obviously.
Yep.
I feel like there's been so many changes within the mound.
Well, I think that's
That
been
was
the
the
only
last one. That was
Yeah,
the
that's
last
been the
one.
only one, from 15 inches to 10.
Well, like with like the height, but like visits to the mound. And
Oh,
everything.
yeah,
like,
all
I feel
that
like
stuff,
there's
yeah,
been
for
so many
sure.
different like things.
Y'all see
Go
what I
ahead.
posted on Facebook the other day? How the NFL game is longer than a baseball game, and people always complain about how long a baseball game is.
I'd still
Baseball
watch
games
them.
like 3:09, and football games like 3:12 or
Yeah.
3:12 or something like that.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Follow Sports with Balls on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I don't know. All
Yeah.
of them. Just
All-
say Sports
whatever
with Balls and
social
type in-
media, just do it.
Yeah,
Just do it.
type
Right,
in.
right.
September 3rd, 1980. Did you know Don Sutton, the winningest pitcher in LA Dodger
You said
history?
September 3rd?
December 3rd, 1980. Don Sutton, winningest pitcher in LA Dodger history, signed a 4-year contract with Houston. Astros' career was shortened, though, by a patellar fracture, and so he never really pitched very much with the Astros. December 3rd, 1988, 54th Heisman Trophy Award was given to Barry Sanders.
Oh,
Oklahoma
okay.
State.
yeah. Oklahoma
Yes.
State, yep.
December 3rd, 1997. Remember this, Jeff?
Yeah.
Golden State Warriors terminated the contract of Latrell Sprewell
Yes.
for choking
I missed that guy.
PJ Carlesimo.
Yep.
Wow.
Do you remember that?
Wow.
That was crazy. He choked that dude.
Yeah, and Latrell was never the same.
No.
And he was an incredible player.
He was. He was a really
so
good
athletic
player.
and so good. I mean, with the Knicks, he had some incredible games and did some crazy things. But once he did that, I mean, that was it for him.
And then I had to bring this up. December 3rd, 2005. Today in 2005, the 10th Big 12 championship game as number 2 Texas beat Colorado 70-3.
Oh,
And of course, that was the championship year let's go back to that very soon, please.
What's happening to Tom Herman?
Good luck.
That's the question.
By the way,
And when you ask
we only
him,
have
be
an hour.
confident in the team.
We only have an hour.
Congratulations to the Longhorn basketball team. Won the Maui Invitational.
Dude, they're good.
They were really good. They're big,
I
too.
watch those games. They're good, man.
Yep,
They're
yep.
athletic. So
They are.
Shaka
They
Smart's
fight.
got hair now. Did you see that? That was weird.
UT's going to be up there, I
All
believe.
right, so we went back in time. Now it's kind of good. We got some hot, heated conversations ready to get into it. You got a new name for your segment. What is it?
I'm going to name it Drop the Mic with Jeff Mike.
Let's
I
drop
like
the
it.
mic.
Let's
Drop the
Michael.
mic with some hot takes. Number one, LeBron won't play half the games even if they get the full season in, and he will get hurt.
Ooh.
I highly doubt, because the season just ended so, so quick. Now they're jumping into the season. LeBron's not even going to play half of them. I guarantee you won't play half the games. He's going to rest for the playoffs because they're going to make it. They've got enough talent. And if so, I think LeBron's getting older. I believe he gets hurt.
He's old.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He's older, for sure.
I can,
Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield are in talks to do Tyson Holyfield 3. Would you watch?
No.
No.
You know who you're talking to whenever
wouldn't.
you
I'm
get
so
trained
excited.
on.
Like, yes, I'd watch that. That would be absolutely amazing. Like, just the draw alone, I would love that.
Would I expect anything different? No.
No.
love
I
it.
would not watch that.
I love it.
I would not watch it.
Another LeBron stat. He's totaled $435 million in his 17 years
Right.
just in contracts.
I know.
Whoa.
Well, he came up in the
freaking
NBA.
same.
He came up in the NBA at the perfect time, because this is like right when he came up was when salaries started increasing, and he's just taken full advantage of it.
Well, guys, I mean, we look at the contracts that happened this year. We switch leagues, but we go over to Arrowhead, and you look at Mahomes.
Yeah,
was it
Mahomes.
like $450 million.
You got to look at, they offered James Harden $50 million a
Yep.
year, and
Yep.
I don't understand where they're getting all this money from with no fans, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Can I have some of it?
Back
Can
to my big question. I posted it on Facebook today. This is through the rumor mill, and this is for Grant. Would you give up the number 4 pick and Dak Prescott for the Jets' first pick to get Trevor Lawrence?
To answer your question directly, yes. I don't think the Jets would. I think the Jets would want more than that.
Well,
but
this is all because maybe he doesn't want to play in New York, right?
Yeah.
And they're forced to do something. And right now, Dallas sits at the 4th pick in the draft. Would you give up Dak because you're saving a ton of money, and you get Trevor Lawrence, who's I believe a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? But do you give up your 4th pick and Dak for Trevor Lawrence?
yes,
Lauren.
I would do that 100%. I wouldn't think
Yep.
about it. If that's all it was, if they said we will
If it
take
was
Dak and we'll
simple
give
as
you
that.
our pick, I mean that I would run up to the front to turn that in.
if it was simple as that, yes.
But it wouldn't be.
That's on the rumor mill, and I would too. Honestly, I think Trevor Lawrence is the truth. I think the guy's incredible. What he's done, he's been put under the microscope because he was a true freshman, and he's been doing great since. Like look at
Do you
Kyler
think he
Murray.
would work good in the offense that the Dallas Cowboys have right now?
I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting to see how he's going to jump from college to NFL. But if there's an NFL-ready quarterback, it's Trevor Lawrence. I mean, the guy has played all the SEC teams, beat the big dogs. The guy knows how to play. And he's not the only quarterback coming out this year. There's 4 or 5 first-round quarterbacks that are coming out in the draft. It's going to be very interesting what Dallas does with Dak because he got hurt because of his contract, what the Jets are going to do with that pick. If they're going to keep their head coach. Look at all the coaching changes that are going to be made. People are going to be flopping everywhere. Trades, everything's going to go down.
In your eyes, does he
J.J.
compare
Watt.
to Joe Burrow?
I think he's better than Joe Burrow. I think he would have
What do
been.
you think?
I think he would have been number 1 if he'd have came out last year. If he could have, he'd have been number 1, and Joe Burrow would have been number 2.
Well, I don't even think the Cowboys will need to do something like that. I think somebody like Justin Fields would drop to them at their pick, and I actually like Justin Fields too.
Justin Fields a good,
Yep.
yeah.
But I mean, that's depending on
That's a good option.
how much you like Trevor Lawrence. Last one, I was high on Tua Tagovailoa. The kid has been benched and hurt in 1 month of football. Ouch.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just frail, I
So,
guess, and he
What
hasn't.
is your take moving forward?
I don't think he's thrown for over 200 yards.
Would you rather have Tua go as hard as he can and not make the playoffs, or would you rather have Fitzpatrick?
You put Tua in because they're going to miss the playoffs. And if Tua somehow gets hurt or whatever, you draft another quarterback. Like I said, there's 4 or 5 of them in this draft that are really good, and they're going to get a good pick the way Miami's trending right now. Fitzpatrick, if he goes in, he might win you 4 or 5 games. You don't know. But Tua, throw Tua in, see what he's got.
Okay, whoa. I thought you were just about to say throw in Fitzmagic because I know how big of a fan you are of him.
No, I throw in Tua, see what he's got, and see if he's the real deal. And if he starts winning games and does something amazing over the few games, well, then you know you don't have to draft a quarterback. You draft an offensive lineman. There's a ton of offensive linemen coming out in this draft as well. So I throw Tua in there and see what he's got. But so far, he's been benched and he's been hurt in 1 month of football.
Yeah, but I think it's too early to give up on that. I mean, he's played in 5 games. He's thrown for 602 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions.
How did he come into the league?
62% completion percentage. So, I mean, give him,
I know.
I think it's too early to give up on that.
But that's why I'm saying throw him in.
I do too, but you also got to think about the hip and the whole situation of him coming into the league.
And by the way,
hurt and benched.
By the way, the Dolphins are going to get the Texans pick. So, however bad the Texans are, that's going to be the Dolphins pick.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. And again, I'll go back to what I said earlier in the show. The Texans are 4. They have 4 wins, 2 of them against Jacksonville. Over the next 3 games, they got to play the Colts twice. So good luck, Texans.
I just like.
And if it makes you any happier as a Texans fan, Dolphins are going to reap the benefits of that.
Yep. I mean, thanks, Bill O'Brien. You're awesome, bro.
But speaking of coaches, I mean, I got to say I'm happy with what Romeo Crennel has been doing these past couple of weeks. And the play calls, it's just been fun to watch. You can see it on these guys' face. Like, I'm happy that he's gone. One
quick question before we get out of here. MVP of the NFL. We're gonna get into this next week, but I just wanted your quick take on your MVP so far of the NFL, Lauren.
Oh, why do I have to go first?
All right,
goodness. MVP.
I'm gonna say something that I don't think people would. If he continues on it, I would say Henry.
I'm about to say Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
I knew it was coming out.
Yes.
Big week for him versus the Colts. Big week.
He's my guy. Alabama. So I have to go next, I guess. How's the weather?
There she is. I like it. Yes. Thank you. Fantastic. I'm all about this, Lauren.
Guys,
I like that.
I mean, it's so easy and simple to say.
This show has a time
limit. You're going to go Mahomes.
Exactly. Extending plays on the ground, getting out of the pocket, making throws to Kelsey, like. I gotta go Mahomes.
It's hard not to. Look, I mean, granted, they got the best coach, the best staff, the best players, so it's hard to call him. Like it's hard not to go with him. But if Green Bay,
leader too.
If Green Bay doesn't lose another game and Aaron Rodgers keeps doing what he's doing, I think Aaron Rodgers will be the most valuable player because he has less to work with.
Do you like Aaron Rodgers as
personally?
A person? Yeah.
I don't know. I watched The Bachelorette with his Bachelorette with his brother, and that was some weird stuff that went on. Like he said all kinds of stuff about his brother. I was like, it's strange. That dude's a little weird.
And I know, of course, that's all off the field and family stuff.
On the air, I watched The Bachelorette.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
And so just so y'all know, according to yeah, you did do that. But hey, that's okay.
Oh,
we're here for it.
I'm single.
We're here for it.
Guys, there is something that I've been watching on this Mav TV, and it is these
I'm watching some race cars.
But they're like, don't look like regular race cars.
I could have told y'all what
I asked you
position
earlier,
they were
and
in.
you didn't answer, boy.
Sorry.
What were you going to say, Grant? I'm sorry about that.
I can't remember. Y'all interrupted rudely, so I forgot.
All right, closing statement.
Do not do that.
We're going to get out of here, y'all. It's Sports with Balls. Thank y'all for paying attention, and follow us on all of our podcasts. This will be uploaded here shortly, so we'll be on every one of them: iHeart, Pandora, Apple. Talk to your Alexa. Say Sports with Balls. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the stuff. We're on every one of them. So we'll be back on Monday at 6:30, depending on NFL schedule. But right now, Monday.
It's the doubleheader.
Oh, I wonder what the time frame is. We'll
Dude,
have to look at it.
Just so you know, right now, of course, Pat Mahomes is the Vegas favorite for MVP. Aaron Rodgers is second. Man, Derrick Henry is plus 4,000. Dude, that'd be a good little bet right there.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Usually they have, it depends. The Titans would have to go on to win every game, I think, and he'd have to rush for 2,000 yards, which I think
if he rushes for 2,000 yards,
he's MVP.
He's MVP.
He's an MVP. But you know what? I think he can get close to it.
He might.
So Monday, 4 p.m., Washington football team on the Steelers. 7:15, Bills, 49ers.
Wow, so y'all just stay tuned. Look us up,
Country
and I will let you guys know when our next show is, but it'll be Monday or Tuesday. Until then, I'm Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles. This is Sports with Balls.
Thank you all for watching and listening.
We out.
Love y'all.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.